It's almost like when we opening the mouth and we're realigning the mouth, we're creating a new space in the house. It's like there's potential here now. We can build a house because I just put up the roof. That's what mouth is. Palate is the roof. Underneath of it is your body. You're stuck between your floor and your roof. And once I give them that roof, that's just the potential. But now we need to make sure the body can, nervous system can sense that. I always give patients a paintbrush and I tell me who you are and where you got here. What do you want? The first thing that comes out of their mouth is their brain saying how I'm disorganized. They don't know it, the brain knows it. When I ask and propose the question, the answer is, this is how I'm gonna get back to normal. So this guy said, here's a paintbrush. What do you wanna be? I wanna get back to the gym, I wanna do all these things. Why? Because I want to look this way. Why? Because I need to be someone important. Why? Why? Because that's my culture. Why? Because my mom. Why? Because I need to attain those things. Those are all beta waves, all those perceptions that is telling him what to be, grind the body to become something that you can never be. That creates him an anxiety of I'm never gonna be good enough in the background, that manual brake in the car. And when we got down to it, I look at the body, test it, no voltage, so you cannot stand this test. And I'm thinking, the structural imbalance is not that bad. 0 voltage. In the background, his brain is saying, here's the picture I'm painting you. When I gave him the paintbrush, he goes, here's the picture. And I said, no, that's the picture that was embedded in your head, culturally, religion, what have you. This is the picture that you've been handed over. That's not you. If I cancel all of that, reboot, who are you? Here's a paintbrush, here's another canvas. Who do you want to be? I don't know. All of a sudden the answer is, I don't know. And I love that. Because if you don't know, we can reprogram. But to cancel what you've already been given in the subconscious, that's the brain down to the matter, is I want to get back to the gym. You're breaking your body down, but you keep going back to it. Why? Because that's not you right up behind the wheel. It's somebody else driving you behind the wheel. It's that noise you don't know where it's coming from. Mental, emotional aspect of healing is a huge part of it, and that's where we fail the most. Because when the body's draining, but that's the one we blame everything on, but we forget that that needs to be addressed first. When the brain has not perceived safety, it will never be safe. And if you're not safe, you have to breathe like you're in danger. When you have to breathe in a way that you're in danger, your body has to match that state of mind and the posture and the breath. And the brain chemistry will shift more into less retention of CO2. So what do? If I need more oxygen, I know how to do that. When you keep on doing that, that dysfunction is now embedded and decoded in the physical body that we see. So what do? Oh, you just need to fix the body. But why did they turn their body into that pretzel? The state of mind is one. Like I look at the posture, I can see the back of the hand, that's a protection of organs. That's not somebody hit you. If somebody hits you in an ankle and then you have to avoid that and assume this posture, it's a pattern. This is a pattern too. What is the posture of depression? Subdue. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be heard. I can't speak my truth. My voice is subliminal in the background. And I ask him, do you know what you want to be? Someday. Do you feel like you can show up in a room with your voice? No, I can't. Why can't you channel this energy up here and speak your voice? Because I don't know who I am. I just exist. You see what I'm saying? When you get to the brain and you're like, okay, let's find out where your brain is. That's why I loved meditation. That's why I love the fact that we get down to, let's find out who you are if you're not everything that was programmed into you. It's all that information is energy, is frequency, it's things that is not processed. We change the matter. We care about the matter, we forget about this. We change that, we work the matter, magic. Like you saw it. I'm not lying, those are numbers. Those you can't make up. The body goes, I like that change. But I already believed it. If he had not, and I had patients like, I've had several, I can't use names, but they didn't believe it. Like I see it verbally say, I'm a puzzle that can never be solved. There you go, your brain believed it. Now it's gonna go, all the convictions, that appliance is not gonna work. If you already believed it, it will not work. Nothing works. That's how placebo works, because you believe it's gonna work. A sugar pill creates, that's what Dr. Joe Dispenza was talking about. The barrage of chemicals that's gonna make the changes, it's in your brain. The pharmacy is in your brain. And your belief system, the limited belief system, prevents it from happening because your pineal gland goes, all I know is what I know. The hell I know is the hell I know. And the world out there, I'm not gonna go there. Because once you cancel your beliefs, once you get access to that pineal gland, you access the no frequency, you could be anything now. Do you still wanna be a bodybuilder? No. I want to be healthy, but I don't need to put an avatar for the world to see, because the frequency that I match is not the frequency I was handed off to. That's culture, that's religion, those are the things we bring with us. And that's the fact is, when I see a patient that's like, I've already believed, I will walk. We had people after a week of meditation got out of a wheelchair and walked. Is that a miracle? I mean, from where I see them, it's mind over matter. And that's where.
So if you were to summarize your treatment as you address patients that come to you with all kinds of different, some of them have had traumas, some of them have had, birth issues, some of them have had other issues in life, but they're coming to you and you're saying, okay, we can help you. What does that treatment for you typically look like?
The patient I just described sat here. Here's the dilemma. You are not just your body, your mind, your consciousness, and your barrage of chemistry that your body uses to sustain your state of mind represented in your physical being. So if you had a trauma here, if you hit your foot to this table, there's no trauma attached to it, okay? You might even just, have an accident. There is no actual trauma, right? Like mental.
Right.
There may be, but it's not catastrophic. God forbid, if you lose your loved one in that same car accident, if the trauma physically was the same, but the mental concussion that accompanied is there, we can work the body, but the mind has kept that memory, and it keeps on repeating that memory. So basically, the body is in one point in time gets stuck, and if it's not unstuck for him, the memory has been all along there. And the fact is, he's been doing a lot of top-down. I want to be healed, and I'm seeking the healing because I believe this is possible, that event is in the past, and I want to dissociate with it. It's a different one that is married to it. And how do I develop that treatment plan? I go no further than the brain itself. That's why I'm very attentive to the word that comes out of their mouth. What do you want? What is your goal? When they tell me, and I ask, why? Why?
So you use a number of different treatment modalities here.
Absolutely.
But oral appliances, specific oral appliances, play a very important role.
Yeah, of course.
And today we saw with you.
And that's not even an appliance, that's just a clutch.
Right.
Wait till I actually move his skull.
Right. But so talk about why the oral appliance of all things, right? Yeah, you may as well stick something in their ear or up their nose, but
what's so funny
you put
is,
something in their mouth, and all of a sudden.
It's funny is when you say that because the importance of mouth is so vast. We haven't taken the time to understand why the life and death is in the power of the tongue, why this life spoken through the mouth. This is the part of our body where we nourish ourselves. This is the part where we actually form our personalities. Until you open your mouth and formulate your thoughts into echo of your sound in exhalation, nobody knows what you think. This is where we speak what we think or repeating what we've heard. This is where our personality, personal reality, Joe Dispenza would call it, comes through, is from your mouth. Mastication, your face is connected to your mouth, is completely derivative. So when somebody looks at your face, your personality comes through the dimension of your face. So yes, the mouth is going to project to the world who you are, your belief system, which impacts what environment you're going to attract, the food, eating, right? And this is a direct connection to our breathing. So everything that we do flows from this part of our body, which is why, just take a look at the body. It wires proprioception and nervous system to the parts that are the most important. Cranial nerve number 5, that's connected to the mouth, is probably one of the most important ones after vagus, obviously, of the nerves, and it's not fully developed for good reason at birth. It develops with us as the functions come to maturation. So when you become a bipedal animal, we stand up and we look up straight and look in the horizon, our mouth has a very important role into signaling our brain where to turn our head. Our sense of ground comes from the mouth. So all of those things makes the appliance therapy a crucial part of this. But in every stage, I use a different appliance, a different modality and adjustment to align the body for the functions that it needs to attain.
And you're using specific kinds of appliances that you've selected. Can you talk about those for just a minute?
Yeah. I've been in this for a long time. 5 years in my dog years, you might as well say it's 15 years. Doing it for quite some time. When you do this exclusively, time is no longer of an essence. 5 years. And I was introduced to many, many modalities of treatment. I never used any of them. MAD devices, TMJ devices, front opening mouth devices, upper, flat appliance this. And I always saw them as a clutch with a promise. But what I wanted was something that helps me stimulate the body, orient the body, the top to bottom, and it gives me the allowance and it gives me the freedom to study the body and change what needs to be changed. So I love the Vivos appliance, and that's exclusively what I've always used. and I would continue, and I've improved so much of it because I can customize it to the patient. And then every step of the way, go back to the body. It's like, all right, so I just gave you a freedom. It's almost like when we opening the mouth and we realigning the mouth, we're creating a new space in the house. It's like there's potential here now. We can build a house because I just put up the roof. That's what mouth is. Palate is the roof. Okay, underneath of it is your body. You're stuck between your floor and your roof. And once I give them that roof, that's just the potential. But now we need to make sure the nervous system can sense that and orient it to all the other structures, the ears, the eyes, the foot. So neurology needs to work, which is why we're working with a chiropractor that only works with the systems here. Because once I put the mouth in a place where it can let your body move into that space, the wiring, the nervous system has to work with it. And once the nervous system understands how to put you in that space, we can change the reticular system. Are you breathing the way you do here because you don't have a sensory in here on your vestibular system? So let's change that. Okay, let's get the mouth, free up the body, go there and see if you can sustain yourself there. In my opinion, that's what vertigo is about. It's the brain's perception that that's not safe to go to. Turn on the signals, can we get there? Okay, do we have a rib cage to support that? Do we have a foot support? Let's work on the structure. But if at the essence of it, the way you breathe is from a survival, no amount of appliance helps. Did my appliances fail in some patients? Yes, and that's how I learned. It's not just about the body, it's about the mind over the body, and body impacts the mind in that same direction. But if we do not have a full understanding of why they're stuck in that contorted pretzel posture and they're dysfunctionally breathing 30 breaths a minute, then we have no business fixing it. But once we understand it, the mouth will be the initiator of that. And the allowable with the appliances that I use is just amazing because it stimulates every part of the cranium that I need to stimulate. It moves the part of the cranium I want. I can stop moving one part, I can move the other side. I've been able to shape the face with this appliance in a way that the body can actually portray itself. I've had people that tell me my personality changed by changing this appliance changed my personality, not because it did change your personality, it changed the structures and the neurology and the body's perception of reality and safety, if everything else was following suit.